Welcome everyone to Plague Inc. This is Malthus, and I figured I'd show you guys one of the scenarios I've created. So, here's a backstory. We've had a small meteor crashes in Argentina. A couple of scientists whisk it away to a lab to see what kind of things it's made out of. Little do they know what'll happen next. Well, what happens next is that they get liquefied. Pretty standard for this kind of game. We start off in Argentina. It's going to go pretty slow at the beginning, so we're going to speed it up a lot until we get maybe 15 points down here. And then we're going to start infecting people on a much more massive scale. A few modifications I've made for this map are the airport down here. The airport is going to give us a random plane to any country with an airport, but it's only once every 100 days, which is pretty slow for most airports in the game. Okay, so let's talk about some of the traits of this disease. Experiment 6 was made by an intelligent species on a different planet and then sent out on meteorites throughout their solar system, and one just happened to get all the way to us. They've created it so that it can intersperse between any living thing. So the first thing here is the ability to infect animals. We're going to grab that. As you can see, once we get that, it branches out. Livestock, birds, bats, insects, and rodents can all be infected. Plus, we can specialize in saliva. This disease has two main trait trees. One psychological, the other one physical. The physical tree is a lot longer, however it kills much faster. We'll probably do the psychological on this one, you know, just for fun. The abilities are standard. I have drug resistance, hot and cold resistance, genetic hardening, genetic reshuffle, and then I have the parasite unique ability, which is to remain undetected. I figured prions, which is the disease type I'm using, really should have that ability because it can stay dormant in your brain until it builds up for years or decades. And then also, we have meteor dust clouds. Now these are clouds that detached from the meteor as it entered our atmosphere. When we evolve that, which we will do shortly, it will cause some of the particles to land on two random countries. Those countries will become infected. You can think of that as the fungus trait. However, we only have two, and we're going to save one for Iceland and Greenland in case we need it. Okay, so we've got 30 points. 37. Okay. So, birds. I like birds. The reason I like birds is because they get through suppressed borders really well, which is what we're going to need later on. So we're going to grab that. And we're going to grab rodents, because rich countries are usually also dense countries. We're going to skip symptoms right now. We're going to go straight over here. We're going to grab symbiosis. Symbiosis. And as soon as we can, we're going to grab symbiosis 3. That way, even if we do have a trait evolve, we still won't be noticed. Which is exactly what I want. Like that. Now people get headaches. However, now they don't get headaches. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. Several 100,000 people have been infected, and we're moving up through South America. And into Europe. And India. India is good because it goes almost everywhere when it comes to transportation, and it has a huge population density. Okay, we're going to need to get rid of that. I like to save all of my symptoms for the very end. That way, there's no alarms raised until it's too late. We're going to pick up cold resistance, and as soon as we get 15 points, we're going to pick up medicine resistance too. That'll help us take care of pretty much all of this. These countries will get taken care of themselves. I'll give heat resistance, probably, but that's about it. Okay, we got one of the hard to reach places. Middle East. These islands are also kind of a pain. Grab heat. We're not going to burst yet. Once we get rid of some of these more easily infected countries, we're going to then burst and get the last few. Right now we're just going to try to snag up all the DNA we can. Oh. Okay. Cold resistance is really helping there along with the urban. That will help with every rich country. Oh, Africa's gone. Oh, snuck up on me. I feel like Morocco is surprisingly hard to get, even though it really shouldn't be. Good, we got the Caribbean. We need a boat to go over to Greenland. It's coming along rather nicely. Because we have that parasite trade. Oh, there we go. I think that's everyone. Morocco and Algeria. Of course. Like I said earlier, Morocco. Ugh. So yeah. Now that we have everyone, we don't even need the spore bursts. So we won't have to waste points on those. So that's nice. We're gonna leave headaches right now, and we're gonna go ahead and get insomnia just in case we can start getting other things. Because you can see, because of that parasite trait, we have no severity. And the closer we can creep towards suicide, the better. Okay, we've got one country left. But it's a landlocked country, so those birds should do their job. We do not want sweating. Yeah, we're gonna keep it though. It doesn't raise our... Okay, that's the last country. Because we evolved sweating, all these countries that haven't been taken yet will start to be taken because they're all cold, and sweating helps in cold countries. We'll devolve it as soon as we no longer need it. So the way this disease kills, on the physical side, which we're not doing in this playthrough, is internal organ failure through the liquefaction of the organs. That starts with the softest of tissues, with your eyes, and kind of this disease messes with your homeostasis, causing you to have a fever. Boom. But we want to get rid of that. No one likes fevers. So we're going to keep sweating only until we get rid of this. So it heats up your internal organs, they start to deteriorate, and they eventually liquefy. Painful, terrible, yeah. Awesome, also yeah. Still haven't been noticed. Almost everyone's good. Everyone, 98%. Looks like Canada's holding us back. Of course, those Canadians. On the psychological side, you have insanity. Now, the insanity starts out small, as you'll see as we put points into it, but it grows quickly into more and more unstable personalities, and eventually turns into suicide, which is the only lethal part of that tree. There's other parts that can cause lethality, you know, because if you're aggressive, somebody might shoot you, but it's not a lethal trait in and of itself. 99%. Okay, once we see that there are no healthy people left in the world, banner, we're going to kick it up. Well, first we're going to kick it down, because, you know, fever. Okay, there's our banner, and that's our cue. We're going to go ahead and devolve all of our bird and transmission. We're going to devolve sweating. We're going to devolve drug resistance, heat, and cold. We're going to leave these because until we get to suicide, this will help make people not fund it as much. Okay, so we started with a headache. That headache keeps you from sleeping. That lack of sleep makes you confused. That confusion makes you paranoid. Being paranoid makes you aggressive. And then you go into a state of delirium. Eventually insanity. Then you have a mental break from which there's no coming back. That's schizophrenia. As you can see, schizophrenia does give out some lethality because of the fact that all of these people are free to go and they're just wandering around waiting. 34 points. We have 22. As you can see, this will give people the urge to kill themselves, bring us up to about half lethality, which is 25% less than the physical side, but the physical side does this, so it's much longer. So we're going to see how this goes, and we're going to let the world go crazy. The added bonus of the mental track is that it slows down world research quite a bit. Okay, we are at 10 million deaths, 25 over here. It goes up slowly until we get quite a bit of deaths racked up, then it starts to go faster, as it is right now. If you didn't know, in this game, whenever you add a lethal trait, it doesn't immediately go to where its potential is, it slowly ramps up. A good example would be a person who's critically ill with this sickness for a long period of time is more susceptible to the more dramatic elements than, you know, somebody who just contracted it. As countries begin to break down, hopefully this will slow down. 27, 63%, 30, 31, one more point. Let's do it. That should really kick it up. We're gonna come over here. 23 points per genetic shift. Boom. Okay. That should be enough of a setback, because it should start slowing down considerably. We're going to go ahead and go over here. We're going to harden. Okay. It looks like we're good. It's going to be close. I designed this one so that after you infect, it takes about the same amount of time to kill everyone as it does to research. So, to make it kind of just a race for time. 70 million people left. .4% left on research. research is pretty much shut down. 2 million people left. $300,000 people. 100,000. 10,000. 0. Okay, so I'm going to turn this up while I talk. Thank you guys for watching. This was the Great Purge, done by Experiment 6 in Plague Inc. Evolved. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Malthus. Please subscribe, please rate, please like. If any of those things sound interesting to you, please do them. No pressure. I'll see you guys next time when I try to destroy the world. I think I'm going to try xenomorphs, because that seems like a pretty good one. Okay guys, see ya.